Welcome back, everyone. Grab a coffee, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and let's get into it. We are going to be here a little while today because I want to talk about something nobody warned you about in this industry. I want to talk about the transition, the exact, bizarre, deeply uncomfortable phase where you stop being a donor to the Forex and crypto markets and you actually start becoming profitable. If you scroll through social media, you think becoming profitable is a cinematic event. You think there's going to be a day where you wake up, a choir of angels starts singing, a matte black Lamborghini magically appears in your driveway, and you suddenly know exactly what gold is going to do for the next 6 months. I hate to break it to you, but becoming a profitable trader is not a Michael Bay movie. There are no explosions. There is no dramatic soundtrack. In fact, when you actually start crossing that bridge from losing trader to consistent winner, it feels weird. It feels incredibly underwhelming. You actually start to wonder if you're doing something wrong because the adrenaline is gone. So today, we are going to break down the psychology of success. I am going to give you the 5 undeniable signs that you are crossing the threshold into profitability. If you recognize these signs in yourself, congratulations. You are surviving the gauntlet. Let's dive into sign number 1. Sign number 1. Trading has become incredibly, painfully boring. Think back to when you first started trading. Every time you opened your broker app, it was like walking into a Las Vegas casino with a pocket full of cash and a complete lack of adult supervision. You were taking trades on the 1-minute chart because the 5-minute chart was too slow. Your heart was pounding out of your chest. You were sweating over a micro lot position. You were practically begging the candles to move. Come on, baby, just break this resistance line and I can pay off my car. You were treating the market like an extreme sport. You weren't trading. You were skydiving without a parachute, hoping you could knit one on the way down. When you start becoming profitable, all of that disappears. You look at the charts and you feel absolutely nothing. You are practically dead inside, but in a good way. You have your setup, you have your rules. You wait for the market to come to your specific zone. If it doesn't, you don't care. You don't try to force a trade out of sheer boredom. You don't squint at the screen trying to invent a head and shoulders pattern out of 3 random dojis just so you have an excuse to click a button. Profitable trading is essentially the business of watching paint dry, but you are getting paid for it. If your heart rate spikes when you enter a trade, you are not trading a strategy. You are gambling. The first sign you are making it is when you place a trade, set your stop loss, set your take profit, and then you just go wash the dishes. You simply do not care about the moment-to-moment tick of the candle anymore. Which brings us perfectly to sign number 2. Sign number 2, you stop negotiating with your stop loss. Let's talk about the bargaining phase of a losing trader. We have all been there. You enter a trade and the market immediately goes against you. It is heading straight for your stop loss. A beginner trader looks at that red candle and turns into a hostage negotiator. Okay, look, you say to the screen, if I just widen this stop loss by 20 pips, it'll give the trade room to breathe. The market makers are just hunting liquidity. It's definitely going to reverse. So you move the stop loss, the market drops another 20 pips. Now you are sweating. Now you're looking at the weekly time frame, trying to find a support level from 2018 to justify why you are still in this trade. You are praying to trading gods you don't even believe in. Please, just get me back to break even, and I swear I will never over-leverage again. I'll be a good person. I'll call my grandmother. Just give me a green candle. When you are becoming profitable, that entire psychological meltdown vanishes. When a trade goes against you and hits your stop loss, your reaction is just, oh, okay. You take the 1% loss, you log it in your journal. You don't get angry, you don't punch your desk, you don't immediately open a revenge trade with double the lot size to show the market who's boss. You accept the loss as a simple business expense. Think about a grocery store owner. When a carton of milk goes bad and they have to throw it away, they don't fall to their knees in the dairy aisle crying about how the universe hates them. They just throw it away, write it off as an expected loss, and go back to selling the rest of the groceries. That is exactly how a profitable trader views a stop loss. It's just a carton of bad milk. Throw it out and move on to the next setup. Moving on to sign number 3. Sign number 3, you develop absolute immunity to guru screenshots and FOMO. When you are struggling to find consistency, social media is absolute poison. You were sitting there, frustrated because you only made 2% this week, and you open Instagram. Boom! There is some guy named Crypto Chad. Chad is standing on the hood of a rented Ferrari, wearing sunglasses indoors, and posting a screenshot of a 9,000% return on a coin named after a radioactive hamster. The old you would panic. The old you would feel a massive wave of fear of missing out. You would think, Chad knows something I don't. I need to abandon my entire trading plan right now and go buy radioactive hamster coin before I'm poor forever. You would jump into his VIP Telegram group, buy the exact top of the market, and hold the bag all the way down to zero. But when you start becoming profitable, Chad's screenshots don't affect you at all. You look at that 9,000% return and you don't see success. You see terrible risk management. You look at that screenshot and your profitable brain goes, wow, Chad must have risked his entire account balance on a single, unverified setup with maximum leverage. He might have won today, but mathematically, he is going to blow that account to zero by next Tuesday. You stop comparing your quiet, consistent, boring 5 to 10% monthly gains to the wild lottery ticket screenshots on the internet. You realize that true wealth in trading isn't made by hitting one home run and bragging about it online. It's made by hitting 1,000 boring singles over 5 years. When you can look at someone else supposedly making $1 million on a meme trade and you genuinely do not care, you have arrived. Your mindset is bulletproof. All right, let's get into sign number 4, and this one is going to sting a little bit. Sign number 4, you survive the winning streak ego trip. This is the silent killer of intermediate traders. We talk a lot about how to handle losses, but nobody talks about how dangerous it is to win. Here's what happens. You follow your rules, you take a good trade, it wins. You take another good trade, it wins. Suddenly, you string together 5 or 6 winning trades in a row. For an unprofitable trader, a winning streak is a death sentence. By the 4th win, your ego completely takes over. You think you have cracked the matrix. You think you are the Neo of the financial markets. You look in the mirror and say, I am a genius. Why was I ever risking 1%? I clearly know exactly what the market is going to do. Let's risk 10% on the next trade. And what happens? The market humbly reminds you that you are not a genius. You take a massive, over-leveraged loss, then you revenge trade to fix it, and within 2 hours, your entire week of beautiful, disciplined profits is gone, all because you let a winning streak convince you that you are invincible. The sign that you are truly becoming profitable is how you handle winning. When a profitable trader hits a 6-trade winning streak, they don't get arrogant. They get careful. They know that the market breathes in waves. They know that a winning streak means, statistically, a losing streak is probably waiting right around the corner. Instead of increasing their lot size and feeling invincible, they stick rigidly to their rules. They might even lower their risk slightly to protect the profits they just made. They don't let the dopamine of winning change their mathematical edge. When you can win 5 times in a row and still respect the market enough to trade small on the 6th, you are a professional. And finally, sign number 5, the most physical sign of all. Sign number 5, you actually click the withdraw button and it feels completely weird. Think about your entire trading journey up to this point. Your entire relationship with your broker has been a one-way street. You deposit money, you blow the account, you get paid at your day job, you deposit more money, you blow it again. The broker is just a black hole where your money goes to disappear. Then one day, you have a green month, a real, solid, disciplined green month. You open your broker dashboard and you navigate to a page you haven't seen in years, the withdrawal page. You type in the amount, you hit submit, and I guarantee you, the first time you do this, your brain is going to short circuit. It feels almost illegal. It feels like you were pulling off a bank heist. You were sitting there thinking, Wait, the broker is just going to send me real money to my actual bank account? I can use this to buy groceries? This isn't just numbers on a screen? When that first withdrawal hits your bank account, the game permanently changes. You stop looking at the charts like a video game where you're just trying to get a high score. You realize this is a business. You are extracting capital from the global markets to fund your real life. And the beautiful thing is, once you make that first withdrawal, your discipline gets even stronger. Because now you know the reward is real. You're not going to break your rules and over-leverage because you want to hit that withdraw button again next month. So, let's recap the 5 signs. 1. Trading has become incredibly boring and systematic. 2. You accept your stop losses without negotiating or throwing a tantrum. 3. You have zero FOMO when you see exaggerated screenshots from internet gurus. 4. You don't let a winning streak turn you into an arrogant gambler. And 5. You start regularly paying yourself, turning digital numbers into real-world results. If this helped you realign your mindset today, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Share this with a trader who needs to hear it, and I will see you in the next one. Stay disciplined out there.